Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today, we are going to be having a play with the Lovely Arrangements bundle. This is a new bundle coming to the online exclusives in January. So you're getting a sneak peek of this. And it's a lovely set. This is my first time using it. I love the greetings. Sending smiles, always here for you. Hello, friend. Thank you. Love you. Just a note. Happy birthday. You are so lovely and so very much. So like, love you so very much. Thank you so very much. You know what I mean? And then there's 2 flowers and a leaf. But for me, it's about the dies. Check this out. We have 2 tag dies. We have 2 extra leaf dies. And we have these dies. What about those? Well, we're going to find out what about those because I haven't done anything with this. I haven't stamped it. I haven't die cut it. We're going to do it together. So, let us get started. First off, I need to make sure that this piece of cardstock is 5.5. It is not. My eyes were correct. It looked big to me. So we are going to cut our card base at 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, I might as well score it while we're here. And we're going to score that at 4.25. All right, then I have 2 pieces of Highland Heather cardstock that are 2.5 by 3.25. And you may be wondering why that size. Well, let me tell you. I measured the die. This die, this will just fit in there nicely, right? And die cut that pattern. I hope. We're going to find out. You and I are going to find out together. If it messes up, guess what? I have more cardstock. We'll just play along together and see what happens. All right, I got to clean this plate off because it's got all kinds of little bits of leftovers on there that will affect this die cut. All right, oh, there's some more. Okay, let's try it and see what happens. And I'm just going to angle it a little bit so that it's easier to go through the machine because, you know, the machines don't like square. We'll put our top plate on and we will crank it through. Let's see what happens. Well, if I can get it off there, we might see what happens. Oh, look at that. Is that ever cool? It cuts all those little bits and they form little flowers. Cool. Let's do the other one. Because we can. And top plate. And we'll crank it through. Sorry for the wobble. Let's get this machine out of the way. Have a sip of coffee and see what we have. All right. Let's pull this apart. Maybe. Is that ever cool? Give me a little know what this reminds me of? I used to have a skirt when I was, grade 9, I believe. And it was tiered skirts were the style at that time. Like a 3-tiered skirt. And mine was baby blue eyelet. Sounds stupid now, I know, but fashion changes. And I absolutely loved that skirt. I wore it until it was threadbare. There we go. That's our 2 pieces. Let's clean up our mess. Maybe.
Sticking to my silicone mat, those little pieces. Alright, that doesn't seem to be working too well, so let's take this and see if we can get them unstuck from the mat.
There, now they're all over the floor. Oh boy. All right. Let's bring this in and we will fold our card base and burnish that fold. And what I was thinking was that I could place these on the front of my card as a mat. Was what I was thinking. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to tape these together. And then I'm going to measure it as one piece and cut it to size. So, if I can find my ruler. Oh, there it is. This is 5 by 3 1/4. And it should be 4 1/2 to make this a proper layer. So, I'm not going to do it on that one because it doesn't have 4 1/2. 4 1/2 would be right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off a little bit right here. Oops. And then I'm going to make it 4 1/2. 4 1/2. There we go. So these can go in the garbage. And that should be a proper sized mat layer now. We can peel this. Oh, let's just lay this on here first. Oh yes, that's a proper size mat. And I can't remember what I just said it was. 3 1/4. So I'm going to need 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 will be a nice little mat layer to go behind there. And that way, those little flowers are going to pop. All right, let's remove this tape and we will glue this on our card. Bring in the trusty old Tombow. And Boom, like so. And boom, like so. How cool is that? There we go. Now we can put this on here, but I'm thinking I want some ribbon on there. What color ribbon do I want? I don't want white. I could do green. I don't know if I have anything in Highland Heather or not. I do not. Or not here anyway. Maybe on the other side I do, but not here. This is what I have left of garden green. So, it's not going to be garden green either. We may have to go to white. We may have to. Let's try. Let's see what I got for white. Oh, there's just a white. Oh, that's vanilla, not white. Of course, the white ones are the ones I use the least. They're at the very back. Yeah, let's use that one. What I'm trying to do is just to cover that seam. I don't want the seam to show. So we're going to cover it. Just like that. Let's pull this off. And put some tape across. Wrap it around the back side. And now we can add our ribbon. And no one's gonna know that there's a seam there. Just like that. Ta-da! All right. Now I can add this to the front of my card, and I'm going to add it flat. I'm not going to put any dimensionals on this. I'm just going to glue it flat in the center, like so. All right, there's our card base. Now we're going to do some stamping, if I can find room to do that. I got too many things happening here. All right, tape is away, ink is here. We want garden green, and if I can find it, Highland Heather. You see why I had a hard time finding it, because this one almost looks blue. All right, I have the flower, the leaf, and a greeting. And a stamparatus somewhere. Let's start with the greeting. And we're going to do the greeting in garden green. Garden green. Hello, friend. That looks good. And we will get some ink on here and give it a stamp. First try. Gotta love that. All right, while we have the green out, we might as well do this leaf. And I'm just gonna quickly give this a wash. And we'll pick this one up. Come on. Oh, look at that. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Let's see if I can get another one on here just because. I don't know whether I can or not. We'll see. We will see. Maybe. It's going to be tight. Let's see. Ta-da! Those are pretty. Now we have this beautiful flower. And we're going to do this. Actually, I'm going to do 2 of them at once. Just in case. I think I have enough room here. I think. If not, I have another piece of cardstock here. There. Let's just move our magnets around. All right. Pick up. Let's clean this one. Get rid of it. Stampin' on the fly. Let's close up this garden green and put it away, and we will ink our flowers in Highland Heather. Ooh, looks like this ink pad could be re-inked. Oh, maybe it's just because it's such a light color. So these are outline stamps. There we go. All right. Let's pull these off and clean these stamps and my stamparatus because I made a mess. Put those back on the plastic sheet so I don't lose them. And now we get to bring in our die cutter. Cut these down so they'll fit in the machine. There we go. All right. Now, I have a flower. Oh, first try. That never happens. Put a piece on there and slide it up. And then we have another flower. And we'll put a piece on there. We'll run those through. All right. Now we have some leaves. I can only do these one at a time because I've only got one die. I borrow this tape. There we go. I think that's lined up. It wasn't quite lined up, was it? Close, but no cigar. See if I can do better. It's hard when I don't put my head in the camera because I'm not right over the top of the die cutting machine. I'm kind of off at an angle. And that's usually when I run into trouble. All right. Let's see what I have done. Well, both of them are off a wee bit, but that's okay. I'll just trim off a bit of the white, and it'll all be okay. Nobody's perfect. That's what I say. Don't sweat the small stuff. Nobody's going to look at your card and say, oh, look, she was off on her die cutting. How dare she? Funny. Okay, 2 leaves. There's a little piece on this flower that needs to be taken care of. Just 1 petal. There we go. Let's try this flower and see what it says. Perfect. Okay. Let's get rid of the garbage. Okay. Now I want to color my flowers a little wee bit. And I think what I'm going to do, I think, not with those. Bear with me a second. Well, I grab, well, maybe. Please don't fall. Ah. If you could see the predicament I've got myself into, you'd be laughing. All right. I managed to get these from the bottom of the shelf. I hope we have a Highland Heather blend, or watercolor pencil. Midnight of Navy. That looks like gorgeous grape. That one looks like Berry Burst. That's the same as that. Well, we don't. So I'm going to see what I can do. By blending some colors. I've got a white here. I'm going to see if I can blend them. Let's try it on this one first. I'm going to just lightly and you see I'm not really coloring, I'm just scribbling on color. And then I'm going to take the blender pen. Oops. I guess I should have cleaned the blender pen first. I'm just going to spread that color around a little bit. And if this is too purple, I can add to it. I just kind of want a hint of the color. I'm going to put some yellow down here in the center. And we'll spread that around a little bit. I'm being very careful because I'm using regular ink and it's not waterproof. I don't want to blur it too much. Let's have a look. Let's bring the card in and see how close we are. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that at all. All right, let's put some yellow in the center of this. And just quickly spread that around. Clean our brush. And then we're going to do the same with this flower petal. I'm just scribbling in some color. I don't use my watercolor pencils enough. So. All right, clean my pen, and we will spread that color around. Quickly so as not to disturb the ink underneath, because I don't want a blurry mess. And believe me, that has happened before. There we go. That's good enough for me. Perfect. Let's get these, get a lid on it, get it out of the way, and we will bring our card in. Now, I think that is going to look fabulous right there. And I'm trying to figure out, I really don't want, I know what I want to do. I'm going to cut this on an angle. That's how I'm going to do it. How about that? Isn't that pretty? All right, we need a dimensional for this flower, and we need some Tombow for this leaf. And I'm going to go boom with the leaf and boom with the flower. And we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. And we're going to pop this right here in the middle. Boom, just like that. Now, where's that ribbon? I am going to make a wee bow to add to the front of this card. Here we go. Chop that off. Get that out of the way. We'll zhuzh this up because it's pretty flat. And we can add that right in there on the side. Let's bring in these glue dots. And I'm going to put 2 here because this is very thick ribbon and it doesn't make the greatest bows, but well, there must be some heat to the sun because I can hear the snow on the roof is melting and it's dripping. I don't know whether you guys can hear that in the video or not. All right, there we go. Let's pop this in place. kind of sort of like that. And then we'll, oops. Wow, it's stuck to my take your pick tool. There you go. We'll place that just so we don't have unruly tails. And we'll place that. Now, ribbon scissors. Oops, wrong way. There we go. And now this little guy, we can add to the inside of our card. And let me see what the measurement is on this guy. This is 2 3/4. So to make this work, we would need it to be 4 inches long. This is a case of using up what I have. There's nothing saying that I have to have a big panel on the inside. So we're going to have a little panel on the inside, and then I'm going to use that other flower. So there's our message panel. And I think I'm going to glue these together to start with, and that way they're going to be one piece to add. Just like that. There we go. And boom, down here in the corner. Now, there's only one thing that I would like to do to this, is I'd like to put some Wink Estelle on here and make this flower sparkle. I don't know whether you can see the sparkle or not, but I sure can. There we go. Wink of Stella. Now, let's find some bling. Bling makes everything better. I'm thinking purple gems. I'm thinking purple gems. Look at that. It's going to be a perfect match. Let's see. If I put one there. And one down here. And one over there. There it is, folks. That is our lovely arrangements card. It is one of the online exclusives coming in January, and it is going to be a great set to have in your craft room. All right, that's it for today. We will be back again tomorrow. I don't know what we'll be doing, but we'll be doing something. Bye-bye.